Tash, you said the standards are up. There's a real feeling that this could be your season. Do you share that?
Absolutely, yeah. It's been a very exciting pre-season. It's moved quick. We've got some great momentum behind us, and I'm really liking what I'm seeing on a daily basis. So, yeah, it certainly sets a really strong foundation.
Tough first game, Western United. How do you feel about that?
To be honest, mate, I'm really excited by it because, as we know, they had a fantastic season last year. They're well coached. There's some strong players within that squad. So I think that's the perfect opportunity for us to start the season and really test ourselves against one of the best teams. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to that challenge, and I know the players are as well. And yeah, I'm excited to see how it plays out.
What were the things that you identified as having to improve from last season to this season?
Look, every season's different. You look back and do a review, and you look at everything, literally from the bottom up, and you have to sort of self-process what worked and what didn't. And if you're honest in that process, it can be the most powerful thing post-season. So once I went through that with the staff, we sort of identified some key areas that we wanted to do things differently, from everything from a recruitment point of view to a training point of view. So we've got a really clear process now on what it is we want to do this season, and it's playing out now on a daily basis exactly how we sort of envisaged it to happen, and I think we're reaping the rewards for that.
Tash was praising you and your intensity after your time with the Philippines. What did that teach you, and what have you specifically brought back from that sort of elite international environment?
Yeah, it was a pretty incredible experience. Obviously Alan is one of the benchmark coaches in the country, if not the world. So you can't be in that environment and not take something away from it. I think the reality is that winning's important to me, and I knew coming into this season I wanted to make sure winning was everything. We had to live and breathe that idea. And seeing that in the World Cup as well, and how we were able to see the Philippines team be motivated and to have the belief that they could beat teams, that really resonated with me. So it's one thing that's on the forefront of my mind coming into this season, creating the belief to win and really pushing the players to have that belief as well. I think they're probably the key things that I'm focusing on going into this season.
Along with the players you brought back, obviously Alan's here now as well. How good is that for you to have someone you've worked with at an international level now in the same club?
Yeah, it's again, it's pretty incredible. Look, I'm really clear on what it is I want to do and how to go about it. But the reality is to have a sounding board with so much experience in the room next door, it's a pretty priceless advantage for me. And we have some really great conversations, and I'm growing every day because of that. So yeah, it's certainly going to be beneficial for me going forward.
And what have you as a team set sort of a minimum objective for this season?
The reality is we know what we're capable of, and we have a really strong belief inside the group that we can achieve some pretty special things. And I don't want to dampen that. I actually want to use that as momentum and just to create a real force about what we're doing. So look, we're setting really high expectations of ourselves, but it's because we have the group that we have. They're not unrealistic expectations, they're real expectations, and I think that makes it more exciting and more realistic.
The professional relationship you've got with Alan, do you see that being quite unifying for the club more broadly, like sharing ideas and just bouncing things off each other and that sort of thing?
Yeah, absolutely. I think I'm well supported in the club, and I have been over the years that I have been at the club now, going into my fourth season. CEO in particular plays an important role in that, and having another coach in the building that, as I mentioned, I can have really great conversations with. It's important for me, and I think it's important for the club. We are certainly unified, and I'm looking forward to that relationship growing further throughout the season, and I think everyone involved in the club will benefit from that.
So who of your new recruits do you think fans should be excited about?
Look, I think it'd be cliche for me to say everyone, but the reality is it is. It is certainly that. Look, I think you saw Grace Jarlay get on stage today, and she's just got a certain swagger and charisma about her that excites everyone. But look, her and Millie Farrow and Quinley and Jess Cowart, these are players that are coming with some really great experience from overseas. They're exciting, and that was really the profile of players we were trying to bring in this year, dynamic profile, exciting profile, and players who've got a bit of edge and character about them. I think that's something that as a group we really needed this season. So look, they all excite me, and I think that the fans will certainly see that as well.
Alex, in terms of the game Saturday, what sort of game are you expecting against Western United?
Western they're a very experienced team. They're a strong and powerful team. You just look at the profile of their players and you know it's going to be a physical challenge. They're very effective going forward as well. So we have to be really mindful of managing that. But look, the priority and the focus is on our attack, and we're going into that game with the idea to win. I think that's really clear, and that's the messages I've been sending all pre-season for every game. We need to have the belief and the idea that we're going into games to win games. So look, I'll let the players focus on us more than the opposition.
We're expecting a big crowd for the game. How much of a role can they play at the weekend?
Look, we've all spoken about how much of an impact the Women's World Cup's had on Australia and New Zealand, and I really believe that we've brought on some fans now that are going to be new to the game, and I think that it's such a great game to have the first taste of Perth glory at home because it's going to be exciting. And I really believe that the members, the supporters, if they do get down, they're going to be well treated to a great spectacle.
We've seen you looking quite good in the suit today. Are we going to see the suit on the touchline at the weekend? Are we going to be a bit more formal this season?
Look, with 7 o'clock kickoffs on a Saturday night, I think it'll have to be contextual and match the scenery. But look, the reality is what I look like isn't going to affect the players' performance.
Just asking the questions that people want now.